Hey, that's your cue.
Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Koco crew here and holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all over Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here's Shaking the Room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia choice. Of course, join me there way across the pond in Tokyo, Japan. Dave, Koco. Well, Koco, guess our fans are going to get a double dose of us this week. We did a show yesterday, for those of you who may have missed it. First of all, shame on you, but you can go back and check that out. But after we got, not long after we got off the air, big, huge announcement, in my opinion, coming from the world of WWE. They have announced, Koco, that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have been named executive directors. It's not going to be an on-air character. Paul Heyman will be in charge of pretty much the creative process over on Raw, and then Eric Bischoff will be in charge of the creative process on SmackDown. It's reportedly supposed to have different feels, different looks, different everything as they head into Fox coming up this fall. So, Koco, what was your reaction to the news, and do you think it's a good move, bad move, or are you indifferent?
I don't know. First off, fuck you, WWE. We literally went off the air, and 10 minutes later, Sports Illustrated reported this. I'm going to say KoCospiracy. Conspiracy. You know what? It is a great idea done too late. The dictionary should have a word for a great idea done too late. I know. Let's call it a McMahon. If you ever have a great idea and it's just years way too late, you've done a McMahon. WWE Network? Dude, you know how fucking much better that'd have been? You know, when your son fucking suggested it? Let's be positive Petey's here. First off, Vince is starting the XFL. He's old as fuck. He's got a great money-making machine. And he's at a situation in his life where he can only fuck it up. Let's be completely honest. He can only fuck this thing up. Why not? Like, if I was him at this point in your life, Triple H run NXT, have Triple H and Stephanie look over the whole fucking company. Have Paul Heyman run Raw, have Eric Bischoff run SmackDown, and go fucking start the XFL. Then when the XFL's up and running, and for the love of fucking God, sometimes I get off on tangents. When the fuck are we going to learn what the XFL team in Tampa is named? Like, I mean, 2020, Jesus fucking Christ, we can buy Olympic tickets. Get your fucking shit together. Boom. Some people say I get sidetracked. But
yeah, you do.
You get fucking, why not go fucking run the XFL? You got the WWE Network. You pulled a McMahon. See? I fucking created a word, reusing it. That's how it becomes popular. Hashtag fucking obvious. You pulled a McMahon. You literally could have had New Japan. Before that, you literally could have had Ring of Honor. You could have had TNA. You could probably have all the AEW guys if you ran the WWE Network like an actual fucking network. Booms. Let's be honest. Imagine all the companies that have a streaming service. How much would you pay WWE for that? Like, think about it. I wouldn't even be mad. Oh, fucking Raw sucks. Who gives a shit? The WWE Network for $50 fucking dollars, you get everything.
Koco, you're going off into different territory here. We need to stay on topic here. You've gone way off topic. You're about networking. And here's the thing, though, Koco. You just can't stream other people's fucking shit on your fucking network.
Oh, it's bullshit. You could have made the fucking deal. You could have easily made that fucking deal. That was an ego fucking deal. New Japan did not have a fucking streaming service. None of these fuckers had streaming services. You could have easily made that fucking deal. Matter of fact, that is the easiest.
You could not have.
All right,
you're delusional, Dave.
I will bet you $1,000 fucking dollars. I've never been.
I will take that bet. I will take it right now.
I'm gonna get one person from New Japan. I'm gonna get them on the fucking thing. $1,000 you owe me if they said yeah they would have signed with WWE Network. you're out of your fucking mind. You're insane. You're insane. I bet you fucking the deal, they could probably still land that deal today. That's insane. If you are a fucking company and you don't want to go to the WWE network, you're in fucking insane. Just go get that fucking WWE network money. Listen, they should have fucking did it, but that's not the fucking point. We're getting a little fucking sidetrack here. Is that they should have done this years ago. This is either going to be the greatest fucking idea ever because their back's against the fucking wall, or it's going to be complete shit. And here's the thing. I would literally just let them fucking run it. Let them fucking run it and have it like head coaches. Have it like fucking writers of TV shows. Have it of directors like Marvel Cinematic Universe. And none of that, but I was a huge fan of Eric Bischoff's WCW. I think Paul Heyman is a god. If you let these motherfuckers be these motherfuckers, you're going to make billions of dollars. But here's the thing. Vince, success isn't enough. It has to be his success. So the second that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are good at what they do, they're going to find a reason to fire them. I actually think it's the greatest idea, and we're going to get a couple months of good television, and then Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman are going to go home. I actually think the more successful they are, the more likely they'll be fired. That's how fucking out of control his ego is. If they are completely average, then yeah, but then it's not good for the fans. And you know what? I'm happy for Fox. I mean, fucking Fox just didn't fuck around. They dropped the fucking hammer. Like, bitch, this has to be fucking good. And you know what, Vince? You're a great marketing company. Let someone else do the rest. I think it will be great for 3 to 6 months and then they'll get fired. I think their success will be their downfall. Booms, what do you think? Good, bad, or indifferent?
It just it's really going to depend right now. Right now, from what I've been reading on the dirt sheets, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 411 Mania, Cage Side Seats, etc. What I'm hearing is that first of all, WWE has been working on the Heyman deal since about February, and he's already been participating in writing some storylines. Like he's been.
Oh, that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign if he's already been part of it, because it is shit. Go on.
He's only been working on several storylines. Like he's particularly been working with Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, and Alexa Bliss as far as storylines go. The Eric Bischoff deal has only been taking place over the course of the last couple of weeks. Fox was even unaware, from what I've read about this. They were unaware about WWE negotiating with Eric Bischoff and him taking over the executive director role. This is a new position. Both of these men will report directly to Vince McMahon. However, they're not going to be like immediately just come in and take charge. What's going to happen is they're going to slowly be integrated in. So by the time they get fully integrated in, it's going to take roughly a month. It should be late July, maybe early August by the time everything's completely switched over. The first major pay-per-view that I think where they'll be in full control should be about SummerSlam. So looked about late August, and we're going to find out how good they are or not. From what I understand, this has nothing to do with the XFL or Vince's pursuit of that. This is just something different. They want to do something. My take on it is it just depends because, from what we've heard, we had Krista Joseph come on the show before. We've read stuff from Court Bauer. We've read stuff from, Dean Ambrose's or now John Moxley's interview on, Jericho's podcast. We're hearing it's different people, but they're telling the same things. It's that, everybody comes up with these ideas and then it goes through so many different people. And then you can have one thing, but once it hits Vince, Vince can change it on a dime right then and there. There are multiple reports of the show. I mean, that's why Road Dogg Jesse James left his position as head writer, because he would be sometimes be staying up all night to write SmackDown, only to have Vince McMahon veto everything, change it, and they're like on the air still writing out what's going to happen in the show. So it's going to be allowed. So I think it'll all depend on if Vince takes a step back or not. If Heyman and Bischoff are allowed to be them, do them, and yes, which includes you're going to make mistakes. I mean, it just happens. You're going to have to try trial and error. Is just usually how things work. Is he going to let them do things? Is he going to back off, or is he going to veto everything? Because it doesn't matter. They could come up with the best storyline in the world. If Vince McMahon, derails it at the 11th hour, then it doesn't really mean anything.
And I agree with you a lot. The key thing that you said that you read from the story is report to McMahon. If McMahon, how much power he has depends on that. Yeah, because there's a good chance that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are just there to fucking be like, hey, guys, we're trying. They might be scapegoats, and they might just get paid to fucking say, yep, Vince is great.
That did happen with Heyman when the ECW revival came back. He was in charge of that. They kept changing things up. They wanted to do different things, and it led to a big blow up, which led to him, leaving the company. He was for a while in charge of SmackDown. I want to say, I know it was before the Benoit, right? So it would have been what about 05, 06? He was in charge of. Paul Heyman was in charge of SmackDown, and they actually started to do a little bit better than Raw. And then he lost his job there.
Yeah, I just want to say something. Boom, this is a little off topic, but I wanted to say it. And then we'll go to some live comments and we'll hit up some more angles from this.
Mm-hmm.
A little off topic, so give me a pass. Get it back on topic. This goes out to independent promotions, independent promoters, and independent pro wrestling. Get off your fucking knees and stop sucking dick. Paul motherfucking Heyman and Eric Bischoff are fucking back running the fucking shows. And you're fucking still sucking that dick? Sorry, just a little shout out to my indie fucking people. Because, dude, I'm tired of people on the indies fucking be like, oh, fucking WWE is the greatest. If you divide the fucking 3 by the 6, they make money. I was like, no, fuck you. Be good at your fucking job. Do you know what almost every fucking employee at WWE has fucking going for them?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't kiss and suck that fucking dick to get there. Now, they might suck that dick once they're there. Road dog. But the reality is you have to fucking have some balls. So if you're in the fucking independence right now, get off your fucking knees and have some goddamn balls. Booms. Told you I was getting off topic for a little bit. Let's go.
Getting back on it, I mean, I think it's an appropriate response because no matter when you look at it, I mean, this is definitely not. While they're big and they do have the deals with ESPN, they're actually part of the mainstream culture now. WWE is not going through a good period. I mean, it's just the morale's low, and they've made some questionable business decisions. One, I can name several. I'm going to name about 3 off the top of my head. One, they've extended contracts with NXT stars for money. Now, that could be good and negative. It could be good because if they're good and they're a big draw, well, you've got them signed for, instead of a 2 or 3 year deal, you got them for 5 years now at a relatively low pay scale. So if they're big, I mean, boom, that's a steal. That's a bargain. But if they're not so good, if there's something like a Michael McGillicuddy into a Curtis Axel, I mean, dude, that's just a drain on your resources. 2, yeah, they're signing people. They're trying to sign all these people for big money deals, but is it really worth bragging? And this actually happened, by the way. Is it really worth bragging that you've signed Mike Kanellis, Mojo Rawley, and Jinder Mahal to long-term contracts, to big deals? Even if it's only making and here's another thing that could also work against you because, okay, let's just say, for example, Mike Kanellis signed a deal for, I'm just making this number up, $250,000 a year. He signed a 5-year deal, 250 grand per year, guaranteed. Well, now imagine you're somebody like Samoa Joe and your contract's coming up. It's like, well, you're paying Canellis, quarter of a mil, and this guy's not really drawing. Well, look at me. I'm a draw. So how much money? How much you're upping the ante? How much? If that's where the low ball is set, okay, for someone who's who's a big draw, has got a lot of talent. I mean, how much do you start paying them?
Yeah,
And
I just think they're
and
just trying to lock people down. I
yeah,
understand. But here's the thing. It's because AEW is actually fucking doing something. They are legit changing the world. And here's the thing. If AEW goes out of business tomorrow, they changed the fucking world of pro wrestling already. Already. So, yeah, to me, I don't know. I just want pro wrestling to be good. I want to fucking enjoy it. I want to turn it on and go. Right now, the only thing I enjoy is AEW, New Japan when Jay White's not champion. I'm trying to think. I really like Lucha Underground, but that's like a pipe dream. You know what I mean? That's like Dad's coming back. He just went to the cigarette store, right? Booms, booms. He just went to go get cigarettes. Dad's coming back. Dad's not coming back. you know. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And Impact is improving. I just see Impact as my ex-wife. I can't go back. It's just like, come on, dude. How many fucking times has that just been fucking horrible? And know what it is? Booms. I'm man enough to admit that this is TNA wrestling fans' fault. You can't say a shitty product is awesome, and then when you turn it around, be like, it's awesome. Because I'm like, ha 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 ha! I fell for this before. Not again. Not again. Boom.
right.
How many times have we fell for that trick by TNA?
Yeah, we fell for that many times. We put it on ban, but hey, to be fair, we put WWE on ban. At least I did.
Oh God.
And one more thing that I want to kind of cite here that it's going downhill is, I mean, WWE, like their Raw ratings, especially, and I know everybody's going to make the argument, well, that's not how people watch TV anymore. People are cutting the cords. People are watching DVRs. People are watching on demand. And I understand that. But here's the thing. If it's a good TV show, people will watch it. I mean, if there's a good football game, a good baseball game, a good basketball game, a good hockey game, a good TV series, something like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, people will tune in to fucking watch it. But when you're losing 20%, 10 to 20% of your audience every year,
And in every
you've got
aspect of
talent,
losing audience.
yeah. And then you've got talent who openly say, hey, I really want my release. I want to go. I don't like it here. I don't want to be here. And then you punish, you let one of them go. And then more people are like, hey, I want to go too. I want to go. And then you punish them. I mean, that's not a good look. I mean, that's not a good sign. And what I think, and I love irony, Dave. I love irony
I like
because
ironing too to make
anytime
your shirts flat. I'll be here all week.
that's a real knee slapper.
Thank you, sir.
What
You know what? I'm
what
thinking
I
about
love.
doing stand-up comedy. It worked for Dolph.
Mm-hmm. He just talks about his career. So whenever WWE talks about like ECW, they talk about the mismanagement. When they talk about WCW, they talk about the mismanagement, about how they let the inmates run the asylum. WWE was so much smarter than them. They were better than them. They made better moves. They listened to the fans. They made stars. Why, WWE or WCW took all the, they just threw big money at all these old men and they let them take over and run the show. They ran their own show in the ground. They weren't profitable anymore, because they like to revise history. I think it's just the fucking irony is the two people that they kind of lampooned and made fun of, time after time after time. Those are the two people they're turning to now to save their product as they're going into like a major contract because Fox is not going to put up with this fucking bullshit of fucking declining ratings. They'll drop the fucking hammer. So to avoid the hammer dropping, who are they going to? Who are they turning to in their time of need, Coco?
Mr. Bischoff and Mr. Heyman.
Not so fucking stupid now, are they?
Yeah. To me, yeah. I just want it to be good, but I'm going How many shows in a row does the internet have to say it's a good show before you check in? Just you personally. I'm going, people I trust have to tell me it's been good for at least 2 pay-per-views before I even check in. How long? Because right now, dude, let's be honest. If it doesn't have NXT, if it's not fucking brand yellow, we don't watch it. Did you ever notice they have the same colors as the Pokemon teams?
You know what? Here's what I would do. There are people that I trust. You would be one of them. If Koco watches it and goes, booms, man, you got to watch this. This is actually pretty good. I trust that. If Wrestling and Rantin', our buddy up in Baltimore, says, this is really pretty good. They're turning things around. I trust him. If LK, if Sammy, if they go, booms, I watched it. It really wasn't that bad. Yeah, it needs a little work, but no, it's actually it was pretty good. And if I'll like get online and I maybe see somebody, I'm not saying like a Meltzer, but somebody who has been previously just been ripping, WWE, a new one, and they're going, you know what? Things are really starting to turn around. Okay, then I'll start to trust you. But we can't have people like, American a la carte, be like, oh, this is good. This is good. This is great. It's the greatest thing ever.
Putting an American a la carte on blast. I haven't heard that name in like 12 years. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to some live comments. American a la carte tells Boom Boom to fuck himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Still love you if you're out there watching, man. Just nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. That's all playful, man. Nothing personal.
Oh, shit, it's going down. Listen, I know how YouTube beefs work now. You're going to get a boxing ring and stream it. Rick 1982 says, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Yuri Blake says,
good morning, Rick.
This Yuri Blake, this is a home run comment. This is either going to be really good or really bad. There's no middle ground on this situation. And I
agree with Yuri on that one 100%. I mean, either this is going to be something where if they're allowed to take control, I could see them turning the ship around. However, if they come up with the best ideas and they still get vetoed by McMahon, it's going to turn into a fucking clusterfuck. They're going to get frustrated and they're both going to quit. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's either going to be awesome or absolutely horrible. I'm giving it time. Dude, the thing is, it's 3 hours. 3 hours is a long fucking time. We're like I'm right now, I'm trying to start a Twitch channel. I'm working like 80 fucking jobs. I'm trying to slowly start a publishing company, allegedly. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But at the end of the fucking day, hear me out on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 fucking hours. Me and Bear Friend, we don't even watch shit for 3 hours. We watch fucking 1 hour TV shows, half-hour TV shows. 3 hours. You better be bringing some Marvel fucking cinematic universe entertainment. If it's not fucking up there, Boobs. I give everything a half hour. I'll watch. I'm like 30 minutes. I give it a shot. An hour. I'm like, I'll give you a shot. 2 hours. Mm-hmm. You got to be pretty fucking good that first hour for me to continue. 3 hours. You have to fucking be the cat's motherfucking meow. All right, if you don't have fucking Thanos, exactly. Spoiler, motherfucker. If you don't fucking have Thanos, my Lord and Savior. By the way, I do have a Thanos picture. Check this out. This is the first picture we hung up at our new house. Fuck yeah! Woo! What do you think about that?
Koco.
My Lord and Savior. Oh, honk if you love Thanos. Remember those bumper stickers? If you don't fucking have Thanos, you better not be fucking 3 hours long. There. So, yeah. All right. But yeah, Yuri Blake, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. You've won the comment of the century. Franielli. Good morning, guys. Love you, Franielli. Miss you, brother. Good morning, Koco crew. You know what? I know what it's weird. I always say I miss you, brother, because like we're so used to doing like 3-4 shows a day. Now that we're back, like someone's fucking like, oh yeah, I watched the show yesterday and today. Like, holy shit. We're rebuilding. We're rebuilding. Don't call it a comeback. Definitely call it a comeback. Ronald Booth says, good morning, crew, with a bunch of hearts and smileys. Oh, it's so affectionate. Heavy J says, Vince bought them in to take the heat off them. That's the worst case scenario. You know what I mean? That is the worst case scenario.
So what he's saying is that he hired Heyman and Bischoff because if it tanks on Fox, he's got somebody else to blame.
Kind of that, and also like, hey, I tried my best. Look, these guys fucking suck, not me. Yeah, if they're there to take the fuck, if they're the
Wow,
scapegoat,
that's actually
that's
a
the worst
really
case
good
scenario.
point. That is a very good point. He just basically set up straw men to take the fall for him.
Yeah, Vince is using the indie companies he has a deal with as proxies to compete with AEW and New Japan indirectly. He wants to use the indies to kill the non-WWE scene, and that's NXT. You know, here's the thing: as a fan, it's like, oh, that sucks. But as a business guy, I only get mad at Vince if he does something I wouldn't do. I always go like, I wouldn't do the Middle East shows. I wouldn't put on such a shitty fucking product. I wouldn't, there's stuff I wouldn't do. So that's when I fucking blast you. But I'm not going to blast you if it was something exactly I would do. Like if I was in Vince McMahon's shoes, yeah, I'd fucking do this. And I love New Japan. I love AEW. But I can't knock a man for a strategy I legit would use. Random Diaz says, feels like the line has been drawn into sand. Yeah, but I don't think. I don't. Yeah, I guess the line has been drawn into sand, but I don't think it's as close as people think it is. I think it's oh, fuck, this is a lot. I don't know. It's weird. You know what it is? It's like an asteroid going to WWE. It's picking up a lot of steam, but it's still far away. But, unlike Armageddon, they're preparing. They're like, you know what? What stopped that doom in Armageddon? And they're like, sign EC3 and make him miserable for 7 years. And Vince is like, got it. He's like, and Triple H is like, did anyone else see the movie? Seth Rollins recently pulled a corporate BS talk on Twitter recently. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday's show. The more I think about it, it was by far the worst fucking move ever. Like, if there is a blooper reel of Twitter, I think this has to go on it. That whole bank account argument he used against Will Ospreay was dreadful. Yeah, god awful. But we talked about that yesterday. Booms, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, that's just something we always say with that is, if the first thing you do is go the money route, you've already lost.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Then that makes Bill Gates the greatest fucking wrestler of all time. Oh, but he's not in the wrestling business. He owns Xbox. Xbox makes WWE games. Bam, he's in the fucking wrestling business. Fuck Ric Flair. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Fuck CM Punk. Fuck the Great Muta. Greatest goddamn pro wrestler of all time. Bill Gates. Or wait, are the Saudi prince have more money? Holy shit. WrestleMania money bags. Saudi fucking scumbag douche nuts McGee, I think that's his birth name, versed Bill Gates. Problem solved. Greatest wrestling match ever. This is awesome. What? Oh, no. Booms, who you got? Saudi or Bill?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saudi Prince.
All right, Saudi Prince goes over Bill in the biggest upset in WrestleMania Moneybags history. Be there. Don't worry, they'll buy their own pay-per-views. Vince is like, this is a great idea. Shit. I honestly think if Vince McMahon hired me, he would just wait till I get angry and say, this is the dumbest fucking thing ever. And he's like, that's the one. Put Dave Koco's name on that. Oh, man. Boobs, you got anything else to add? Because if not, I'm going to go cuddle with Bear Friend and then stream some video games.
In that order?
Maybe. I got to cuddle with Bear Friend. She's like, you know what? You talk with Boo Boo too
don't
much.
lie.
You
Don't lie. You're
enough.
going to stream. Dave, you're going to stream for 12 hours. She's going to be like, honey, it's 2 a.m. You need to come to bed. And you'll be like, just one more game. Okada's got to beat the Great Muta. Can't you hear the crowd cheering?
Hold on. Fuck all you motherfuckers that voted the Great Muta. And listen, dude, I played the Great Muta and I went against heel Great Muta. And listen, I'm going to talk a little Twitch universe here because fuck WWE. Okada's Twitch Thunder. It took me months to beat level 10 Brock Lesnar, and I cheated. It's on the YouTube channel Koco Plays. It's on Twitch, twitch.tv, KocoSports. I cheated like a motherfucker. And then I left it up to all you sons of bitches to vote. And Boom Boom led the charge. He was like, what is the guy that like supports a politician? What's the official name? You know what I mean? Like you're is it a booster? What's the guy like he's in charge of the campaigns and stuff? There's a title.
Oh, a campaign manager?
I'm going to say campaign manager, but that's not the word I'm looking for. You were Muda's campaign manager. You made sure that he got the votes in the chat. And guess what? I went against Heel Muda, and I beat Brock after 90,000 fucking attempts on level 10 by cheating is by far the cheapest fucking victory of all time in video game history. I was kind of proud of it. And then 5-minute match. Spoilers. This motherfucker missed me, fucking stabbed me with a fork, and jammed his hand down his fucking throat like 7 fucking times. I was a bloody fucking wreck and lost the IWGP title. Lobbyist, that's the word. You're a blank. You're fucking MVP. Yeah, so there you go. I love fucking streaming. There. I love it. It's my new passion. I think, Bear Friend, I'm going to retire being a novelist. Bear Friend made just a funny noise. I don't. She wants to be supportive, but she's like, "What? You're gonna stop writing?" That's right, Bear Friend. I'm making a publishing company, and I'm gonna quit writing. I'm gonna hire Eric Bischoff to do everything, and then when it goes horrible, I'm gonna blame him. All right. Let's see more random comments from Random Diaz. It'll end on a dusty finish. Exactly. Will Kenta stay with New Japan? I think so, but I don't know. This is my theory. I have no facts.
Okay, here's my question about Kenta. Has he signed a contract with New Japan, or is he just in there for the G1?
As of now, outside, as far as facts I know, I don't know that. I've read Japanese reports, aka dirt sheets, and I've read English reports that have contradict each other. So as far as I know, I don't know. This is my theory, though. Can I throw a theory out there?
Please.
My theory is, okay, everyone calm down. My theory is he signed a deal with New Japan, but New Japan has a working relationship with Noah. And after his, oh my God, he's in New Japan, he'll make Noah appearances. That is my theory. No facts whatsoever. My theory. Do you want to throw out a crazy theory with no facts whatsoever?
That's what I got you for.
That's what I'm. And when it's right, I'll be like, I'm a genius. When I'm wrong, I'm like, hey. Lobby is the word you're looking for. Hey, Yuri Blake says, hey, Bear Friend. What's your favorite incarnation of Muda? All of them. I love the great Muda with all my fucking heart. Booms, should we have a Fave 5 one day where we just talk about our favorite wrestlers of all time?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Muda's up there. I don't want to give a spoiler, but he's number 1. I love the Great Muda. In my eyes, the Great Muda never did anything wrong. I mean, he kicked a bunch of kids in Bad News Bears 3. Enough said. Enough fucking said. He's the greatest fucking wrestler of all time. The greatest wrestler of now is Okada. But where does Okada rank on the all-time list? And Jay White is never on a list unless it's the worst IWGP champion of all time. Booms, I can't let it go.
No,
I know an inner piece, but I can't. Let's see. This is Bear Friend. Hey, Bear Friend. Bear Friend's in the chat. The good thing about Bischoff signing is he'll stay away from AEW and New Japan and won't ruin them. High five, Heavy J. I don't hate Eric Bischoff, but I think Eric Bischoff fixing WWE is way better than any of him going to AEW or New Japan. You know what I mean? I just think it's the perfect fit. It's kind of like Hulk Hogan leaving TNA for WWE. It just makes sense. Bischoff being there makes sense. What's your opinion of Cody and the gang constantly taking shots at WWE as a marketing tool? I think it's genius. I think they're not going far enough. I'm stealing a line from Eric Bischoff, allegedly. I credit Eric Bischoff for saying this. There's a good chance he didn't say it. And I said it yesterday, so Boom's already heard it. If you're number 1 Rollins, you never mention number 2. If you're number 2, all you fucking do is tear down number 1. That's it. I live by that. I really fucking believe that. Some people are like, oh, it's so disrespectful. No. Wrestling Ranted. Dave's fave 5. All right, let's hear my fave 5 of all time by Wrestling Ranted.
Oh, I want to hear, Ranton's take on your fave 5.
Yoshihashi. Baron Corbin. Bad Luck Fale. John Cena. And of course, Jay White, Winky Face. The Supine Smokey 13 says, nah, Bob Sapp was worse. See, I disagree. And this is why I disagree. If you lived in Japan and you went this way through time, he's not the worst. If you don't live in Japan and you go look at history through this way of time, I see your point. Bob Sapp was beyond famous. Beyond famous. He was up there with Tom Cruise famous. Like, if you go to a random Japanese person, be like, I don't know anything about fighting. I know nothing about pro wrestling. You know Bob Sapp? I know Bob Sapp. Bob Sapp was beyond a fucking star. So it depends on how you look at history. If you look at it this way, Bob Sapp's still a better champion. If you look at it this way, he's a horrible champ. Yano's the best in the world. You know what? I have a soft spot in my heart for Yano. I love Yano, and I know I shouldn't. He is my dirty secret. He's my dirty little
Why
secret.
hasn't Yano formed a tag team with Taguchi?
I fucking hate Taguchi. I don't know why. Does that make me hypocritical? Love
Yes,
Yano.
it does, because they're almost like the same guy.
No. Yano is adorable. Yano started being cute first. Yano has no talent, so it's accepted nowadays, you know. Taguchi was one of the greatest fucking wrestlers of all time, and now he has butts in rugby? Fuck Taguchi.
How can you hate Big Match Gooch?
I fucking hate Taguchi. We got Yano. We don't need 2 Yanos. Why would you want a second Yano? Yano's perfect at being Yano. You don't need a second Yano. Who the fuck do you... Anyway, Yano's the best in the world. I love Yano. I know I'm not supposed to, but I do. Because they broke his nose, LOL. Yeah, well, I think Bob Sapp was the fucking man until Koco kicked him in the fucking face. Bob Sapp was like, man, beating up little guys is fucking amazing. Koco kicked him. He's like, yo, guys, I don't like this at all. This is not fun. But you know what? I'm going to say if I got kicked by Koco, I'd be like, yep, I'm done fighting. It's time to fucking go home. There's a time. Yeah. Those 5 names makes Koco orgasm harder than any woman in his life could. Dave,
no. No woman has ever orgasmed with Dave Koco.
That's a fucking fact. Wait a second. Dave Koco. Dave book Yano versus R-Truth. I like R-Truth. Is he still funny? I don't watch it. Like, is the 24/7 thing getting over? I'm asking for a friend because I refuse to watch WWE. I like R-Truth's comedy.
I saw a clip on Facebook. On a clip on Facebook, R-Truth pinned Drake Maverick at his wedding, and then to get him back, Drake Maverick dressed up like a woman, and then pinned R-Truth as he got out of his SUV.
But is it working?
I don't know. I mean, I've only seen the clips. I don't watch the show.
Were you enjoying the clips, or is it just like, oh my god, I hate my fucking life?
I mean, it reminds me of the old hardcore title with the 24/7 rule. So
yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. Punk is countersuing Cabana. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I love CM Punk, but that sucks. Still want my Yano versus Santino match. That'd be awesome. I really loved Santino's comedy wrestling. I mean, it got shitty towards the end, but everything in WWE gets shitty towards the end. But Prime Santino versus Prime Yano, that's a comedy match. Yes, Truth is hilarious. He's now an 8-time champion. That's awesome. Yeah, I like R-Truth's comedy. I mean, obviously sometimes WWE runs shit into the ground, says the guy that's been fucking using the same catchphrases for fucking 12 years, aka me. But I enjoy it. 2 of those were in the space of 1 minute. Nice. Did Samoa Joe ever win the 24/7 title? I don't know. I don't really keep up with that. I saw a meme, but I don't know if the meme was legit. That's how fucking much I followed WWE. Like, I saw it on the meme. I don't even know if the meme's legit. Samoa Joe ever been a 24/7 champ? Booms. Let's go look. I'm gonna Google machine this.
Okay.
24/7 WWE champ. And I got it. You know what? I don't think the belt's that ugly. Wikipedia. Oh,
Reminds
list.
me of an old boxing championship.
Yeah. That's it. It definitely does look like it. All right. Titus ONeill, Truth, Arch. Oh, Jesus Christ. How many champs have there been? There's been 18. EC3. Yeah. Man, this poor fucking belt. This poor guy. Well, Titus ONeill did something. Former Gator. There you go. No. All right. All right. Listen, maybe I should be talking WWE when I'm getting my news from a meme. We need Chad Gable and New Japan. That'd be a nice matchup. I'd like to see what he's doing.
Actually, I would. I'd like to see that.
All right, Booms. Let's just imagine that these men can be creative and Vince will let them do their jobs. Who do you think does it better? Paul Heyman in Raw or Eric Bischoff in the SmackDown?
I would say Heyman on Raw because he has a track record of doing something with little resources, but he's going to have a bigger roster to work with. He already has a proven track record. He's already been working on several storylines currently. He already commands a lot of respect. He's able to find the strengths in people and accentuate that and get them over and find ways to hide their negatives until they can improve on them and work on them. Bischoff, yes, while he did, lead a counterattack against WWF back during the Monday Night Wars, he's not really been involved, at least not to my knowledge, that in depth with professional wrestling as of late. Not to say that he's lost his touch, but I'm just saying Heyman's already warmed up and going. It's going to be Bischoff is going to be more like a diesel engine. May take a while for it to turn over. Once it goes and gets warmed up, it's going to be able to go.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because, I love Paul Heyman and I'll be rooting for Paul Heyman. But let me play devil's advocate, and I kind of believe this a little bit, but I'll still be rooting for Paul Heyman. I think Bischoff does better. And this is why I think Bischoff does better. One, Vince McMahon cares more about Raw. So Paul Heyman will be more handcuffed. Raw is on the USA Network. SmackDown will be on Fox. Fox isn't as, and I hate to use this term, but it's a term that people understand. Fox seems less PC. Where I think I would rather work with Fox and be left alone by Vince. I think Fox is going to be less PC and Vince ain't going to be on his ass. Where I think Paul Heyman has to be more PC and Vince is going to be in his ass 24/7. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Or do you think it's just going to be because he has less time, he has still, so he'll be able to dedicate more time to things.
That's true. Yeah, the time will be a huge difference. I know it sounds crazy, but it's way easier to book a 2-hour show than a 3-hour show. And this is hashtag fucking obvious. Especially weekly. Like doing a pay-per-view is great, but weekly, come on. I can barely fucking do a 1-hour stream on Fire Pro. Let's see. That's left now to bring in Jim Cornette. All that's left now is Cornette to run NXT South. Has podcasting ruined some of these legends? Like, I just think Jim Cornette will fucking say anything and do anything. Where, like, before his podcast...
He's already working with Major League Wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know. I
just
just the more Cornette talks, the less I kind of respect him. If things Cornette to run NXT South, LOL. That's from Ranton. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Know what I really enjoyed, and I don't think it's getting enough street cred. I really like the NWA ROH pay-per-view with that old school feel. It was different. It was nostalgic. Are all NWA shows like that? And I like MLW too. So I like MLW because it reminds me of like a rehab second chance place. It's like, did you burn every bridge? Welcome back to MLW. Is the bridge burners. I like MLW. I
oh
want to
yeah,
watch more.
MLW, yeah. When you think about it, yeah, you've got Jim Cornette, you've got Teddy Hart, you got Austin Aries, you've got Low Key. All they need is Alberto Del Rio. That's all they need at this point.
And I'm gonna plug a show I haven't watched. I see it on my subscription feed. Wrestling Ranton, he does where he checks out other wrestling shows. He do it on MLW, and I'm gonna make that a priority this weekend to watch it. So I'm giving a shout out to something I don't watch, but I trust Wrestling Ranton. He's the type of guy I would give a high five to.
You know, I've actually been watching. In fact, I'm going to watch it when I get home a little bit later today. I
Do you
have
want to do
been
an
watching.
MLW review?
I've been watching MLW Fusion for the past 2-3 weeks now. It's really not. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, I'm still trying to get used to everybody, kind of see the whole roster, see what's going on.
All right, booms.
But
I
so
want to
far, I
get
mean, no major complaints.
I want to get back into the review game, but something that has a chance. What do you think? NXT, New Japan, and MLW. It's 3 different companies. You know, 2 of them are 1 hour long. You with me on that? Do you want to get back into the review game? But instead of going raw and fucking expanding from there, we'll start from what we like and expand from there.
Yeah, I'm game for it. I kind of wish we get some more reviewers, but you know,
I don't
that
know,
always turns
man.
into a
Fucking
fucking
people
clusterfuck.
on YouTube. But listen, I'm gonna give him props not because he's in my chat. Wrestling Ranton's like the only. Okay, that's not fair. I'm gonna stick with the statement. Wrestling Rant is like one of the few, no, the only decent human being on YouTube. Sorry, Boom Boom. Seriously,
Yeah,
he's just
no,
a
no, I
fucking.
agree with that statement. I wholeheartedly agree with that one.
He's just fucking a guy who's honest, keeps his fucking word, and isn't fucking full of shit. Everyone else is like, hey man, do you want fucking 27 diamond rings? And I'm at the point now where I just say yes. Like literally, if anyone says, hey dude, do you want to fucking climb Everest, poop down the fucking mountain, stream it, high five, and fucking talk about your favorite DX guys, ranking them, then you'd be like, yeah, sure. Like I literally say yes to everything. Do you know why? Because we live in a generation where us old fucks, we actually cared about keeping our word. We'd say no. Like anyone else, anyone else. No, it's not shots fired at LK. It's shots fired at everyone. Everyone else.
Oh,
Like
dude, I love
I
LK.
just
Come
say
on.
yes. I just say yes to see where it goes. Literally. Oh, okay. You want to stream? You want to be a tag team partner on my? Yes. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, you want to do a show in space? Yes. Doesn't fucking happen. Literally ask me anything and I'll say yes. Do you know why? Because we're fucking old and we keep our words. You young fucks. You don't. You'll say like, hey, do you fucking want to make Captain America shields and throw them off the fucking Eiffel Tower? Yes. I know it's not going to fucking happen, but I'm on fucking board. Wrestling Ranton, I'll be like, hey, Wrestling Ranton, you want to do this? Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. So I appreciate it, Ranton. And if I don't want to be like, oh, shots fired at OK. I want shots fired at everyone. Fucking, that's it. I don't want to pick on LK. I want to pick on everyone. So Wrestling Ranton, appreciate you not being a scumbag. You know, that probably shouldn't be a compliment, but in this day and age, that's a legit compliment. Booms, why don't we have any co-hosts?
Well, no. Here's the legit reason why we don't. Well, why the legit reason why we don't have any co-hosts is because everybody wants to do a show with you, and So, but here's how it works. We're like, hey, we're just two guys, but we're both work full time. We both got families. We're both trying to do this, that, and the other. We need somebody to help us take off the load. Can you do some reviews for us? And everybody does the same thing. Oh yeah, I'd love to do a show with you, Koco. And we're like, no, no, no. We need you to do shows to review stuff while we're not there because we can't get around everything. Oh yeah, sure, Koco. I'll be glad to do that with you. Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna start over. You let me know where I'm losing you here. We are overwhelmed. There's a lot of wrestling going on. We can't physically watch it all and turn around and do reviews on it. We need extra bodies to come do this for us. And then they're like, yeah, well, we're great to do that with you, Koco. Okay, never mind. We're cool. And we've put out like all calls and like nobody fucking oh, actually, no. When we do get responses, they're like, okay, yeah, I want to do this. What do I have to do? It's like, okay, just do a show for us. Well, what do you mean? It's like, well, just do like a Fave 5. Just talk about one topic. It doesn't have to be long. You can make a YouTube show. It doesn't matter. Make it private. Nobody else has to see it but us. We just want to see what you got. We want to see how you're going to handle yourself. I don't know about that. Okay, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you want to get on here, you want to go on KocoSports.com, you want to do shows with Dave, but yet you don't want to cut like a 5-minute show about like your fave 5 favorite managers of all time.
No, I want turnbuckles. Your fave 5 turnbuckles. That's what I want.
Yes, your favorite 5 turnbuckles, and that's just, and then we're like, okay, when are you gonna put it in? Then like a tumbleweed goes by, and we don't hear from anybody like ever again. We're like, so I guess it's just gonna be 2 fat guys, talking on the webcam, and it's like, oh well, why do you keep Boom Boom around? Why do you keep this? Because guess what? I just fucking show up. I just watch shit I'm saying I'm gonna watch. You just fucking show up and just shoot the shit with fucking Koco. That's the reason why shit goes like it is.
All right. My top 5 turnbuckles. I really like the NXT one. I shit you not. I really broke these down. NXT, New Japan long, ROH long, the blue NWA with the yellow.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
And I like the black with the New Japan logo. I really like that. Dragon Gate's got some good turnbuckle. Okay, I legit took this joke fucking too far. In the comments, your favorite turnbuckle of all time. Mine's the blue NWA with the yellow. Sometimes they wrote NWA. Oh my God, remember? Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, I like the old school WWF ones. It was the blue one with the little gold WWF logo right there in there. Those were sweet turnbuckles.
I swear to Christ, we're making this a show, Boom Boom. I'm going to fucking launch turnbuckles. If things improve, how long before Vince jumps right back in and takes control again? Exactly, Heavy J.
Immediately.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Ranting, the only thing Cornette wants to do is run his mouth. I've been there. I've been like, if that's all he wants to do, I understand. Because like, I used to promote shows. Like there was a time, about 2-3 years of my life, that I made I was kind of wealthy back then. A good living promoting indie shows. I got paid. I was the only guy, to the best of my knowledge, that had WWE, TNA, All Japan, New Japan, WWN, FIP, all in the same fucking house to watch a indie show. It was great, but yeah. So like, yeah, I fucking took it seriously. But I just remember, I remember last show. It was Tap Now or Never, and I was starting a new company, and I was like, man, if this works, if this fucking takes off, I'll continue it. I remember, you ever just get a fucking sign, Boom Boom? Like, I'm not a religious man, I'm not a spiritual man, but I remember I opened the door to my car, and my foot hit the fucking ground. And I instantly said, this is the last show I'll ever promote. I had good ticket sales. I didn't know how the show was going to be. Everything was perfect. I was just out. And then a Fed, that I don't know if legally I'm allowed to say, it's the Fed, and it's ran by a guy named Vince, not Russo, and he paid me to go away. And I just took it. I was like, thanks. See ya. I'm going to go on YouTube and tell you how much you fucking suck. Write that out to Dave Koco. I appreciate it. Thank you. Fucking asshole. No, I'm just, yeah. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say what Vince, I'd like to think, I don't know. I'm done talking. If things improve, how long before Vince? Oh, right away. Yuri Blake. Personally, listening to Cornette kind of gives you an idea how Vince's brain is wired. because they both are of the old world. But Cornette's booking is way better than Vince's booking. Yeah, I'll have a little time once the G1 starts to watch much of anything. But MLW is only 45 minutes, so I might slide in every few weeks. That'd be awesome, Renton. Shots fired at LK. No, I like LK.
I like LK. Don't pick on our little brother.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Rant, Precious, Booms is just telling the truth of how the folks conduct themselves. Yeah. You sold out to the Fed, Dave? A Fed, not the... Booms, change the topic before I get sued.
Yeah, next comment. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
That was actually the last comment. Thanks, Booms, for changing the topic. I'm like, all right, you sold out. Booms, I don't want to answer this question on air. Change the topic. Let's go to the next comment. You sold... Booms, we're still in a loop. We're in a loop, I tell you. A loop of doom. So
I will say the WCW's turnbuckles were very much underrated.
Dude, I love the blue and yellow. The one I use on twitch.tv/KocoSports, that's my favorite ring. Remember the blue and the yellow with the... Oh, dude. Know what I hate? I hate that me, you, Wrestling Ranton, Sammy's kind of old fuck like us, right? I don't know if Wrestling Ranton wants us to be described like that. We remember WCW watching history this way instead of this way. If you watch history this way, I was a huge fan of WCW, and WCW was pretty fucking great. And it's just sad that it's rewritten to be a joke. But he did win the war.
You know, whenever somebody talks about WCW, they always throw in like this faux Southern accent, be like WCW, and I'm like, you know, I remember watching it. I think this was after. I remember when they were still in the NWA, and I remember when they were transitioning out of the NWA, becoming their own thing with World Championship Wrestling. I remember there was a time in the 90s when early 90s, you know, Sting versus the Dangerous Alliance, you know, Lex Luger as champion. Those are good stuff. Ricky Steamboat versus Rick Rude. I mean, and this was at a time when supposedly their business was kind of in the crapper. And I'm like, looking back, I mean, those were some good solid angles, some good solid matches. Now, was it barn burners compared to today? No, but if you were living in that time, it was actually really good, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I remember the first feud that really hooked me, that got me to watch like every show because I wanted to see how it ended, because it was Sting versus Rick Rude for the U.S. title. Sting had got set up. He got like Medusa did this thing where she came out, and I don't know this thing, or I can't describe it. I just have to take my word for it. And I think it was like Lex Luger, somebody clubbed him in the knee. So they sent Sting to the hospital, and Sting was gonna have to forfeit the match against Rick Rude. So Sting, and this is legit storyline, stole an ambulance, drove from the hospital to the arena, hobbled on one leg, you know, got into the ring, started fighting Rick Rude, and Rick Rude got him cradled, won the U.S. championship. So Sting had to take some time off to get his knee to heal up, and came back, and he was just chasing Rick Rude, managed by Paul Heyman with that huge ass fucking cell phone that was the size of a fucking shoebox. You know,
good times. Oh man,
I remember, and this is really good times here. I remember WCW came to Birmingham, the Boutwell Auditorium, if anybody's taking notes here. And I begged my mom to let my uncle take me, because my uncle was a huge wrestling fan. It's where I got some of my passion for it. And, you know, so she relented, and my brother had to go because he's my little fucking brother, and everywhere I went, he had to fucking go too. So anyway, we went to this big WCW show, and I remember it was it was a TV taping. I think they were doing like several TV tapings that night. I don't want to get into that, but the main event, Sting versus Rick Rude champion, Sting, and they had the biggest fucking dusty finish in goddamn Birmingham, Alabama that night. You know, referee goes down. You know, there's Paul Heyman. He's up on the ring, and he's trying to smack Sting with his cell phone, because remember, this is like 91. This is like, these cell phones are fucking huge. So Sting snatches the cell phone away from Paul Heyman, clocks Rick Rude in the head with it, throws it out of the ring, goes for the pin. Referee comes to 1, 2, 3. Whole fucking place explodes. I mean, the roof could have blown off that arena. The pop was so huge. And then another referee comes in and goes, no. Sting hit Rick Rude with the cell phone, and
Oh,
they
motherfucking
threw out
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty finish. Fuck, that was the introduction I ever had to my first ever Dusty finish. Oh my God.
Bravo. That's awesome. Let's see some more comments. Branielli, I'm legally skipping your contract. I mean, not contract. I am legally skipping your comment. I love you, Branielli. Wrestling Ranton. Nah, my whole gimmick now is I've been watching wrestling since '85, so I actually know what the hell I'm talking about because I saw it instead of reading it on off Wikipedia. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Give yourself 6 Barry Horowitz. So call me old all day. That was one of the best Clash of Champions Boom is talking about. Dude, I love Clash of Champions. Booms, is there anything better than Clash of Champions? As a poor kid growing up on the mean streets of New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, God. I remember, like, we weren't allowed to curse. You know, I mean, we cursed a lot, but we weren't supposed to curse. And, like, around certain adults, you weren't allowed to curse because you would just get beat. And I've cursed twice in front of what I would like to call Uncle Tommy. He might exist, he might not. Moving on. Uncle Tommy would smack the fuck out of us if we cursed. You could tell it really was effective. And I cursed twice. The 86 Mets, I was like, what the fuck happened there? It was the error. And Uncle Tommy was like, what'd you say? And he was pissed because he lost money on the Mets. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Without even thinking about it. And the other one was, it reminded me of Ready to Rumble. And I love that scene because Clash of Champions was built on that scene. It was just, this ain't even pay-per-view. I kid you not, one of the greatest moments of my life was A, watching Ghostbusters on HBO. That was a huge fucking deal for us back in the day. And B, Clash of the Champions being fucking free on TBS. Booms, how amazing was that? Tell me it wasn't amazing. It was, to this day, it makes me smile.
I remember the Clash of the Champions. It was the Dangerous Alliance. It was Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko versus Dustin Rhodes. Now, his partner was supposed to be Barry Windham, but the Dangerous Alliance had attacked him in a parking lot at a gas station or something and slammed his hand in a car door and broke his hand. So Dustin Rhodes had to get a mystery partner. And his mystery partner comes out. He was all shrouded, and we didn't know who it was. And he threw it off, and my God, it's Ricky Steamboat.
Dude, no, what we haven't had in a while. I'm speaking of old school wrestling. Someone ripping off the mask, and the announcers losing their shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember that happening all the fucking time, and me popping for it all the time as a little kid. Like, it's a masked guy. They unmask it. It's Barry Windham. It's Barry Windham. And, like, the announcers would lose their shit. And as a kid, you just ran around in circles. Be like, it's fucking Barry Windham. I don't know if I just remember it all the time or they went to the well and I fucking fell for that. That's working you. They haven't done that in a while. Like, oh, who's the mystery mask man? And then they fucking unmask and they lose their shit no matter who it is. That's good times. It still works. It worked at ACW when I booked it with Dustin Rhodes. We booked Dustin Rhodes. We should see Dustin Rhodes. We booked him, and we brought him in, and we're like, yeah, listen, dude, we're not going to advertise you. We're like, what? Yeah. It was like, what about pre-show autographs? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you your own locker room, and then you're going to come out masked. Dustin comes to this fucking small-ass arena in a fucking wrestling mask, in his pickup truck, fucking hides in the fucking locker room and doesn't even let the boys see him. No one in the fucking building knew it was Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes wins the title. People are like, what the fuck's going on? And at the time, we had no money. So they're like, there's no way this is anyone important. They were like thinking it's like, oh, that's fucking Ralph Mosca. That's it. Eddie, that's Eddie. That's fucking Joe the plumber. And fucking they unmask. And it's Dustin Rhodes. And people lost their shit, and it was a dip in attendance. And out of nowhere, they're just like, holy shit, ACW, those poor fucking kids can afford Dustin Rhodes. And we packed the place for like months out. Man, a good old unmasking. When's the last time you seen a good old unmasking?
Hmm.
I mean, they kind of made fun of masking with Mr. America, but I don't know when's the last time we had a really good unmasking. RevTech says hello. RevTech has helped me out with so much with Twitch, so everyone please support RevTech. RevTech's one of those guys. I'm putting up there with Ranton. It doesn't talk wrestling that much, but in the streamer world, hashtag streamer world, hell of a lot cooler than the YouTube world. Like, I just walked in there. A, they talked me into going. B, they set everything up for me. And D, they're always fucking helping me. I think I forgot a letter. That's not the point. Hey, Ranton, tell you about how he saw Ron Simmons win the WCW belt? He did, and I love the story so much. It's my
that is a
favorite
good story.
I loved when Sting tricked Rude into signing a title match. Eric Watts and Arachnaman. Oh my God. I don't care. I fucking loved Arachnaman more than fucking any human being should.
That was actually Brad Armstrong under that mask. Oh my God, they get slapped so hard with a fucking lawsuit from Marvel.
I loved Arachnaman with all my fucking heart. Pro Wrestling Tees. We need Arachnaman t-shirts. Make it fucking happen. But nowadays, I bet you they couldn't even stop it. They can just say it's a parody. You know what I mean? At Heavy J, I made my mom and sister who hated wrestling go to the show. They popped because they saw the first Black WCW. That's how you get casuals. Winky face. Yeah, I grew up white. There's a shock, but I grew up. I grew up in a black neighborhood, and I fucking popped and thought it was amazing. With that said, did not make the connection till years later. I was just happy. He was excited. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but I did not make the connection until years later. But I just remember when it happened, I was super excited and super pumped up for it. So, Ranted and WWE barely acknowledges it. Shingo, I guess that wasn't really an unmasking. No, that's true. I love the Dusty Midnight Rider gimmick. Me too. The Bone Soldier troll was pretty nice. Yeah, but I not a troll, like legit shit your pants excitement. I think they've unmasked people and us go, who the fuck is that? I want to unmask fucking someone and be like, oh my God. Oh, maybe nowhere a good unmasking happened. AEW. Chris Jericho as Pentagon. That was a good unmasking. That was Mr. Jericho. I made KocoSports shake his head at my over-the-top favorite wrestlers of all time on Twitch. Yeah. I don't know. I agreed with a lot of them, but yeah. So, yeah, I can be friends with him. Like, I love George Martel. George Martel, me and him, we have a love-hate relationship. We just don't see the same as wrestling. And he started a podcast on AOL, and I was like, I'll listen to my friend's podcast. God, George, I have no idea how the fuck we're friends. I love you, brother, but man, we do not see wrestling the same way. He was like fucking dividing numbers and attendance, and yeah, oh God, it was bad. I love you, George, but your podcast made me cry. So there you go. Booms, we're running out of comments. Do you want to talk about anything else? You want to wrap it up?
Now we need to wrap this up. I gotta wrap up some stuff here and gotta go get in the bed because I gotta work graveyard tonight.
All right. I might be streaming later, but I don't know because I'm trying to set something up. So, but listen, this is my passion. Okay. You know, Yoshihashi will lose a loser. All right, hold on. This is Heavy J. Yoshihashi will lose a loser leaves town match and return as an Arachnaman. Oh my God. I would become a Yoshihashi fan if he dressed up as a
Arachnaman. I love that.
Oh God, he has to come out with a robot. If Japanese Spider-Man has taught us anything, he needs to come out with a robot. No one's taking our turnbuckle question serious. What's your favorite turnbuckle? Got to see a clip of Jay White, and he's the Baron Corbin of New Japan. Well, that's a little harsh, but I do not like Jay White, but he's no Baron Corbin. You know what I mean? I don't think I even hate Jay White as much as people think I hate him. I hate the fact that he's not MGP champ. You know what I mean? And then my hatred just grew out of control. Someone tells me sometimes I'm passionate and get out of control.
Yeah,
What?
just a little.
What? Never. Poor Bear Friend. Bear Friend had made a rule. This is one of my favorite Bear Friend stories. If you've ever lived with me, Booms will tell you. On the podcast, this is kind of me chilling the fuck out. I'm 100 times more annoying and full of energy off air. I'm just like a bag of fun. I'm like a little goddamn chihuahua meets a Dalmatian. All right? I remember I got super excited for something I was going to do at work. And I got excited so much that I woke her up. Okay, I shook her to wake her up. Like, dude, this is the greatest idea ever. Bear Friend rolls over, looks me straight in the eyes with her sleepy bear eyes, and goes, "Nothing's the greatest idea ever until after 10 a.m." I went back to sleep. It was like the human equivalent of hitting a puppy in the nose with a newspaper. She's like, "No, bad puppy friend." So that's her nickname for me. I'm Puppy Friend because I'm annoying. But yeah, so there you go. Yoshihashi as Arachnaman would be awesome. And Taguchi as Lasertron. Book it, Dave. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Taguchi. There. Booms, I might stream. But listen, this is my passion. Twitch.tv/KocoSports. And we're eventually going to bring our live stuff there. Bear Friend has been working so hard. I'm going to have to send her on a vacation. And RevTech has been beyond helping me. But we're hopefully going to bring the podcast to Twitch and make everything on Twitch. And then YouTube will be archived. That's the plan. But I don't know if you've been on part of this podcast before. Sometimes this podcast doesn't go according to plan.
No,
Booms.
it does not.
Besides twitch.tv/KocoSports, my new passion in life, is there anything else we need to plug?
Well, you need to plug your book, Operation Freak Show, available now on Amazon.com. You need to get your publishing company off the ground so you can publish, one of the other 86 novels you have laying around in your computer right now. You need to go ahead and promote, if you haven't done it already, your Koco Plays, Koco Sports over on Twitch TV. He's going to lose against the Great Muta again and cry about it and go cuddle with girlfriend, and then that's going to be it.
You just described my Friday night.
Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're doing these shows. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, and that should do it for now.
And in the spirit of Arachnaman, I got nothing. I just wanted to mention Arachnaman one more time. We dedicate this show to Arachnaman. With that, I am over. Hey, but